The most common question is, how do I lose weight and how much weight can I lose in the shortest time possible? It brings us down to one thing. You have to fasten your metabolism. But before we do that, first and foremost, you have to understand how the human metabolism works. As you can see, the human metabolism is a very intricate system. But for the sake of the understanding of this workshop, I will break it down into these little diagrams. First here is the first place here where it is your liver and your muscle cells. And this becomes the storage center for any kind of sugar in your body, which is stored as glycogen. The second one here is your fat cells. And this is, of course, where you store any excess energy, which is going to be your fat. And at the top here, this is your brain, which is the operating center for your system. And here we have your pancreas, and your pancreas is responsible for the two most important hormones we all have to understand if you want to lose weight. Number one is insulin, which is inversely related to the cousin here that we call glucagon. And of course, I'll take you through what leptin is and how it affects you. Now let's take a very easy scenario. When you go to a restaurant, what is the first thing that the waiter puts in front of you in terms of food? In most cases, it will always be either 2 slices of white bread or 2 white rolls. And if it's a very well-trained waiter, he'll make sure that the bread is warm and the butter is soft. And the point of that simply is to manipulate your hormones. So the minute you go in, first thing here, they give you bread. Now remember, putting on weight doesn't happen overnight. So I will be very melodramatic in terms of my explanation so that you can relate to it. So when they give you bread, your eyes see bread, they see a roll, they see oats. But your cells can only see what that bread is broken down into. What is the final product, which is glucose. So the minute you eat bread, straight away, it gets into your bloodstream. And this is, I'm being melodramatic. If there's too much sugar in your bloodstream, you're going to become diabetic. And of course, you're going to get into a coma and you're going to die. The point of your brain is to keep you alive, irrespective of how much you want to lose weight and fit into your skinny jeans, 2-piece suit, get married in 12 weeks, whatever reasons, a school reunion, your brain doesn't really care how you look. All that your brain wants to do is to keep you alive. Now, because your sugar has gone up, your brain panics. What does it do? It talks to your pancreas. The function of your pancreas is to release insulin. Insulin is the hormone that is responsible for regulating the amount of sugar in your bloodstream. Insulin is released and it comes here straight away in your bloodstream to get rid of all the sugar from the broken down bread. Now, most of us eat a lot of carbs, we eat a lot of sugar, we eat a lot of processed foods. So it means our liver and our muscle cells, the first storage center for sugar is full. So when the sugar insulin comes in here and knocks on the liver and muscle cells, all does it say is house full, try next door. So all this sugar is shuttled into your fat cells. The minute this happens, your blood sugar level drops. Now, one thing that most of us are not aware of, the minute insulin is shuttled into your fat cells, it blocks access. So you cannot access that sugar. How often do you see people go to gym for a very long period of time? They still carry a lot of fat on them. They are fit, they are strong, but the body does not change at all because you can't access that fat. The point of you going to the gym is that fat on your bum, fat on your thighs, fat under your arms, fat under your chest. You want to access that as your main source of fuel. But the minute insulin takes it into your fat cells, there's no access. The minute this happens, what is the next thing you will order? Because your blood sugar level drops, your brain thinks you're dying. So it will force you to order something that is sugary, something that is immediate. And in most cases, this will be a massive amount of sugar surge in your bloodstream. So what we order here, in most cases, it will always be a drink. It will be a cold drink. In most cases, it will be a soft drink. it will be a glass of juice, it will be a glass of wine, it can be a caffeinated drink, but anything that gives you a very big high. We go through the same cycle. Your brain panics because of the influx of so much sugar. Insulin is released. Same thing happens. Now remember, this is already the second spike. You went to the restaurant with the sole intention of having a chicken salad and water, but now you're being hormonally manipulated. When this happens, you have the second spike. And this is now when the waiter comes to you and says, "How are you, sir? How are you, ma'am? Did I tell you about today's special?" You say, "Of course." You invite him in. You say, "No, you haven't." He tells you, "Our meat has been aged for the last 8-12 weeks. It's tender, it's soft. I suggest you try the 350-gram fillet steak." And what does it always come with? It will always come with a starch. So they do that. And what is the third thing that it will always come with? They'll always insist on bringing a sauce. The point of a sauce is not only to make the food taste better, but also to manipulate leptin. Leptin is a hormone that is released. It will always be released. The minute there is too much sugar and fat mixed, it will never cross your brain biochemistry. So you get confused and it can't really tell your gut that you're full. So the minute this happens, you get the main meal. Quality and quantity of the meal determines insulin response. If you're eating a good quality meal, but in a big quantity, your body still sees it as excess. So if you had a chicken breast and a salad, and somebody else had a full chicken breast and a salad, it's still the same amount of food, it's still the same good quality food, but one is eaten in excess. So what will happen? The body will come and store the excess here. Now remember, every time it goes here, we're lacking excess.